for one time. It's the family bloodline.
Welcome back, family. New time on Thursdays.
Hello there.
Same place, same place.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a different time. I think a bit of a better time. Personally,
Trying to
frees
find
up
it.
our
I'm trying to
yeah.
find it on the book. Give me a minute.
Yeah,
There he
decent time
is.
Yeah.
Man, be
on,
right.
on the mid social football. It's always fun being with the fam, though. You know,
Richard, what you doing here? Tuesday.
Praying.
Yeah.
I,
What kind of hoodie is that? I like that.
I can't pray before I go on a podcast.
that look like a
Hey, it
bad
ain't
schoolboy.
That's hilarious.
Let me see.
So here we are. Let's get into it. Starting off with you, Wanda. How's your week been? Welcome back, family. Let me do that over. There we go.
Hey.
All right. We're good about that.
My week has been cool. It's been going kind of fast. I feel like. Hey Bug, I see you on here, girl. Yeah, my week has been good. No complaints. My baby's birthday was yesterday, so there was that. We hung out. Yeah, they turned 15, even though, there was rumors on the book saying they were 16. They are not. They turned 15 yesterday. We had a ball, but this weekend we supposed to be, going out and having dinner. So
Okay.
at one of their little favorite spots. Huh?
Where y'all going?
We going to a hibachi place. So one of the hibachi grill.
Okay.
Yeah, what else been going on? Oh, at work today, we had our holiday party.
Okay.
Your girl won the sweater. I did $25. I got $25 for my sweater. And yeah, I worked hard for that. Got a lot of hot glue gun burns, but it was a little itchy. But I got it. I won. So it was pretty good. Appreciate it. Thanks for the round of applause. But yeah, that's been my week.
That's good. What about you, Dirt?
Been a good week. Seeing the kids getting better in basketball, like Titus on at a different level than Tobias, but Tobias' progression has been coming along great. So been proud of that. Been saying he's been proud of himself, you know what I'm saying? So he's been putting in a lot more work. So that's been a positive start to the week anyway. That was Tuesday, I'm like Wanda though, the rest of the week seemed like it just went by. It's cold ass weather though. I can tell you they can keep that, but outside of that, everything's been great.
Hey, this wind been winding in the Midwest.
It almost took me twice last night. You know.
And I don't care how much you weigh, that wind was pushing your ass wherever you're going. I don't care. I don't care how much you weigh. You were being pushed by the wind this week.
Yeah, it was. So y'all got really high winds out there?
Yes. It be 36 degrees outside. It feels like 19 with the wind.
Okay.
Disrespectful. Yeah. Your face said it all. Disrespectful. For sure. Disrespectful.
What about you, Rich?
How's my week? Well,
yeah.
Been in court 2 straight days.
Damn.
Tuesday and Wednesday. Got into an argument with the judge.
Oh no.
Damn, Rich.
Cut me off, wouldn't let me talk, and he violated my freedom of speech in my mind. and he
I'm not letting.
violated my due process and equal protection. But you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I haven't given up. They tried to declare me
All right.
vexatious. The judge said they didn't do the proper procedure. You know, I hate to say it like that because a judge can basically do what he or she wants to do, and they can bend the rules to their favor and just be overturned in the appeals court or a higher court. But their desire to declare me vexatious got denied. But their slap against
Well, that's
me,
a plus.
yeah, that is. I tried to, do a special motion against them, that got denied, and then their special motion to strike me again a second time was approved on a couple of the points and denied on some of the other points. But that's okay. You know, I went to court, I filed my appeals immediately, punctual. And my other court situation, they sent me some information from the appeals court. I completed that today. See, in the state of California, you can call and tell DMV that Mr. Glass is unsafe, he's unfit, he's not an American. Check his green card, check his paperwork. And I can do that anonymously in the state of California at DMV. And it can be a fraudulent complaint, and there's nothing that I'm being told that Mr. Glass can find out that I called on him. So it's like a swatting instance where I could say, well, my wife Wanda, she down there with this other man, and I'm really upset. And so I call.
Kind of girl anymore.
Yeah, not you, Wanda. I'm just saying Wanda's in generic Wanda, like Shamiqua. And I can make a false call and say that she's down there causing that man to lose his mind. And there's nothing she can do to find out that I made that false call against her. So you can make fraudulent complaints on people and keep your identity sacred here in this great country we call America. I'm done. I'm done.
Well, I guess if it's not something that's going to a court of law, you know, you don't really have you don't necessarily have the right to face the offenders, or supposed to violate it. So,
well, I took that case to court. I lost. I appealed it. They said for the greater good, we have to protect the identity of John Doe. I said that person is stalking me. They made a fraudulent complaint. They can do that in the future again if they choose to, and there's nothing I can do to protect myself. So Karen or Shamiqua can make a false call on me and get away with it, and there's nothing I can do.
wow.
Now, if that's justice,
Wow. That's crazy. Well, my week is
Like a couple pluses in there though, Rich. But you know what I'm saying. You still smiling, got your head up.
well, as of December
Now,
1st,
an extra cool hoodie.
yeah, well, December 1st of 2024, I'm now recognized as a trans white man. So
oh,
Here we go.
Wait a
This
minute.
is your week, bro.
Oh, wait.
We
Whoa.
can't go past that.
What the hell did I miss? Because wait a minute, what?
yeah,
Yeah.
I said of December 1st, 2024, I'm a trans white man.
that's
See,
what he
I've been
said.
trapped in this black body
You identify as white now. Is that what you're saying?
as of December 1st, 2024. I am a trans white man. I've been trapped in this black body. They've taken my name, my religion, my culture from me. And I feel that being white, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not going to let America demonize me for being a white man. Now, I've made some mistakes. As a trans white man, I've made some mistakes. Building this country, I've made some mistakes, and I'm sorry for them. I shouldn't have enslaved those Africans. I own that. See, I'm a white man. I own mine. I shouldn't have done that. But I've done a whole lot of good things. Now, I shouldn't have taken the Southwest, but money was involved. I had to do what I had to do to help, build the country. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to be ashamed to be a white man in America anymore.
A
Trans
trans.
white.
Yeah,
Trans white.
just to
Now,
make sure.
and the great thing about being trans white, now that I'm a white man, and I'm recognizes that, hopefully you can recognize that for being a white man. If I choose to change my mind tomorrow, I have that option because I'm a white man. I can change the rules in the middle of the game. So
Absolutely.
thank you. Thank you. Mhm. Yeah.
So we ain't even gonna worry about my week. But let's yeah, because I don't know if
It's
I-
delicious piece of caramel cake that my cousin Rick made my twins for their birthday.
Ooh, we. That's
Delicious.
what's happening,
That's my favorite.
Mm.
man.
I've never had that kind of stuff before. That looks delicious.
Your white taste buds wouldn't be able to handle it.
You know what? You may be right by that factually.
I'm joking. I'm only I love white people.
Well,
I have white friends.
oh, you know what? And I have black friends.
Mm.
We're the same.
All right.
Straight like that. I don't know how to follow that. I will so
I just left the damn gym.
so let's look at and hop into tonight's topics.
All right, let's do
The first thing we can talk about real quick. Me too, I dance. You see what you done got started.
Oh, and you know what? And I have to interrupt and say this. Now that I'm trans white,
Uh-huh.
you know, I don't know how many other people are going to become trans white. See, this idea that, you know, as a white man, I'm losing my place in the country and my population is dwindling down, that the minorities are going to have a higher percentage than me.
Okay.
As long as my name is Franz Fitzenheimer, that's not going to happen. When I fill out on my next Census Bureau, I'm identifying as white. Franz Fitzenheimer is my name. That's my real name.
Say what it is now?
Franz, F-R-A-N-Z, Fitzenheimer.
You
Is
don't
it
don't. I mean, his name is my name too. God damn it! I that is a lot. That is.
I saw Hudson. I saw Hudson Charmaine.
Oh my God. I hate it here.
That's a lot.
I hate it.
So the first topic. Let's get there.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. The first topic is how far would you go to protect your child? And this is the foundational question for this comes from President Biden pardoning Hunter Biden. And you know, although he said previously on national platforms that on multiple different occasions that he would not do it. Wouldn't do it. So
Okay.
we learned not too long ago that he did indeed pardon his son, Hunter Biden. So as a parent, okay, so as a
What is happening?
That
Franz,
was you going over again.
Franz, everything all right, Franz? I'm just trying to make sure. But as a parent, if you were in a situation or a position of power and influence, and let's just take the current charges that Hunter is facing, right? Drug and weapons. I believe that's what it was. I've been reading about 1,000 different things right now. Let's not.
White, right?
Yeah, and you're not even the president of the United States, but let's say that you're the chief of police in the town that things happened in, right? Would you or what would you do in order to protect your child?
Mm, like the
I
me that
would,
I am right now.
Yeah, I mean, would you allow your child to go through the system, or would you say, you know what, that's my child, that's my child.
right.
What would you
That
do?
mean that is a very hard question because I feel like if we are at this point to where I mean, I'm sure I've told my child, don't have guns on you, don't have drugs on you, don't do drugs. And I'm sure we've probably crossed this bridge. Like, okay, is this a first offense or have they done this more than one?
It
Yeah, I mean,
let's
I
let's
mean,
let's let's say
Wanda.
let's go ahead, Dirk. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, her Wanda take. Well, she said it's difficult for her. Mine would be simple. I think I would protect mine, and we'll get into it. I think I would take any type of steps to protect mine, but you know what I'm saying. I know we all finna get into it, but
I'm like, I mean, is this a first offense or has this happened several times?
Well, let's use the scenario or the situation
Okay.
that your child has a history of doing things, right?
Okay.
And in the grand scheme of things, like they're lesser offenses, but somebody might be trying to platform it in a different fashion, right? So if they were given those lesser offenses, maybe you're okay with it, maybe you're not. Maybe you'll take the same measures. Maybe you'll pull the strings to protect your child. But let's just say that it's behavioral. You know that they do illicit drugs, right? You know that they might be participating in freak offs somewhere. You know that they're carrying weapons that they ain't supposed to have, right?
Okay.
You know that they doing this stuff. What would you do? And then they finally get hemmed up and caught up. What would you do?
Okay. So for me, honestly, um, I would let them deal with the consequences. I would because I've parented. I've done my job. I've done what I was supposed to do, and I've gotten you out of several situations up until this point. So
Okay.
I'm at the point to now where, okay, you don't think fat meat greasy? Go ahead and eat.
Okay. Okay. So you'd allow. I just want to be clear at this. You'd allow your child to get put into a system. Now you're about to get out of that position of influence and power. So
Mhm.
you're not going to have much more pool, right?
I mean,
To
but honestly, once you're out of presidency, you don't really lose too much. I mean, you still
I
have somewhat pool. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
But
got
yeah,
you.
I heard what you're saying. But yeah,
So
I would.
okay, all right, and we'll jump down a little bit further in that rabbit hole in a second.
Mhm.
Dirt Rich, what y'all got?
I think I would take first offense through third offense. I think I would take every measures I could to protect my child. You know,
Even though
personal
that,
risk. Even though, you know, yeah, personal risk. I would take whatever type of sacrifice I had to take. You know what I'm saying? Like any means necessary, I should say. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that my child doesn't have to be caught up in this system and be lost in the system. So I would.
Okay.
That'd be my take on it. I would definitely protect my child.
So on fan base, Mickey said that she agreed with you, Wanda. So Dirt, you're saying that you would do anything, take any measures to protect your child?
Yes, if I was in a higher power or just common Joe like I am today.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Rich, what you got?
Well, I have a list here. I
Oh,
think it's funny. I think it's unnecessary. I think the real question is, what won't I do to not protect? That's not the right word.
okay.
Save. If I had a child, save my child. See, I don't
All
mean to
right.
protect, I mean to save. See, sometimes the idea of protecting means you're trying to,
adult child.
or little child, children are children. So this idea
So
of
yeah,
protecting may
it
seem
was a
like
comment, child or adult child. It was a comment in
Because we're talking
okay.
about
So I say
yeah.
any child or adult. It doesn't
Hunter
matter
Biden
because
situation. He's an
I'm my
adult.
mother's child. I don't care how old I'll get. I'll always be my mother's child. That's my
Okay.
mindset. So, but it's not protect. It's save. Because protection means the child has maybe done something wrong and maybe they should be held responsible for. I believe in saving. Now, as a trans white man,
Oh,
I
God damn.
definitely believe in protecting my child. See, I don't know if you know this or not, but white children, we've been demonized.
Oh, speak on it.
We've been demonized. DEI has demonized us.
Mm-hmm.
Minorities have demonized us. And for national security interests, we must protect. And I myself must protect my child to make sure that my community, my white community, continues on, that we're not erased, that our lives matter, that we have value. We are somebody in this country.
That
We
is.
helped create this country.
So you protect your child.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let's look at it.
Just asking,
Let's
yeah.
Save.
let's look.
Not protect, save.
Well, let's look at it from that aspect, because remember, there was a court case in California, real life, real time, where there was a rich kid, right, who killed somebody, and because of his affluenza, the judge saved that child and allowed him probation because he was too rich to understand the consequences of his actions. That's literally the court case, right? Now, not too long after that, nice, glad to see the diversity on this panel. Me too. Not too long after that same kid that had affluenza went on a trip, and another friend died because of that same kid, right? But that doesn't mean that the parents stopped trying to save that child, because that's still their child.
Right.
Now, personally, if I'm in a position of influence and power that I've had to run on some type of a platform to be elected into, I'm simply going to say, I will allow the courts to do what they need to do. And that'll be it. And that's what I said last night. Because at the end of the day, that's my child. And I'm not going to allow my child to just be flung into the system, especially if I have the opportunity to change that. That's just me. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So what lesson would they learn from you keep pulling them out of trouble?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, they can go to Mexico after I pull them out of trouble 1,000 times. Go to Mexico, go to Argentina, go to Japan, go to Romania, go have a blast. Affluenza.
Crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry.
I think the instance of what he's talking about in California, that Stanford swimmer. See, luckily for me, being trans white, what another white person does doesn't reflect me, doesn't reflect my children. See, now if I was a minority, then it would reflect the community. But I have that option as a trans white man, so I don't have to worry about those types of things.
Nikki said, "Thank you, Wanda."
I look at it like the LeBron situation. You know what I'm saying? Like we set up and had a debate over. Like I'm like, man, he's not ready for the league. But his father got him there, did everything he could to ensure that his career as a basketball player is gonna go whatever way he choose to go.
Did he ever get to the league?
He went to the G. He came to the league. They did all that. Him and his father, the first ever players to ever father-son duo. Now he's in the G League. You know what I'm saying? It was just a show. You know what I'm saying? But he did what he needed to do to get his son foot in the door.
But at that point, I've done everything I needed to do to get my child to be a productive member of society, and my child has decided not to take those lessons.
Right.
And and do what they needed to do to be the productive member of society. How many times? I mean,
Are you gonna give up on your child?
not giving up on my child, but you're going to have to learn. Some lessons are hard.
Well, maybe you just haven't explained it to him the correct way.
How many times do you need to explain it? Don't do that shit.
Just a screw up, you know.
And the screw up does not need to be outside if that's the case, because you can screw up somebody else's life being foolish. And I don't want to be responsible for that. I'm already responsible for this life. Then I got to live with you screwing up somebody else's life? Absolutely not.
You know,
I mean,
and here's the great thing from the
Because you
position
can
that I sit from.
drive drunk. You can make it home, but kill somebody else.
You know, this is the great thing.
That's ridiculous. You're going to have to pay for that. I can't do that for you. You made that decision. I did not. You knew better.
But that's what we saying though. Even going to the law, going to the court, judge can be like, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Smack on the wrist. I got a DUI, and I had to go through so much shit.
That time.
And then I'm sitting in there.
If that's the case.
I'm sitting in there with guys that are on their like third offense. You see what I'm saying?
But you know what's interesting?
How did them guys get through the system? You know what I mean? Get through and continue doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it was the bad parents. Like
you know what I find very interesting, because I speak from a place of privilege. Speaking from a place of privilege, I have a great empathy and sympathy. And from what I've read, oftentimes minorities, they're not given fair and equitable treatment when they go to a jury, criminal or civil. Now that's what I've read. And speaking from my place of privilege, I have to respect that. So oftentimes I hear, as a trans white man, that the judicial system does not, quote, offer justice to minorities. And so the empathy and sympathy in me tells me that maybe I shouldn't be so judgmental when minorities make mistakes. We should all be accountable. But when it comes to children, I think that's a special situation. So speaking as a trans white man, I would do anything to save.
Well, I was finna say it's crazy, the three black males on here, but I forgot one of them is identifying different. It's speaking of but we speaking on the system though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's our biggest niche right there, Wanda, for is like on trying to do what we need to do to protect our child. You know what I'm saying? Because the system's so corrupt. It's corrupt through the
which is why you try to raise a child to not fall into that system. But if they insist on doing dumb shit to fall into that system, then I must let them do it.
And I have to strongly agree as a trans white man with my, most of my values are very conservative. And when I'm hearing Mrs. Wanda, I hear conservative values, and that makes me feel good because I have the same values.
Oh my God. It's common sense. And it's not about being conservative. It's about being honest with yourself. Like if I was to go out here and I'm driving and I know I've been drinking. I know I've had a little bit too much. I've taken edibles, but I'm out here on these roads and Dirt is in the car with his children and I swerve and I hit his car and I kill his kids.
Right.
Am I not supposed to pay for that? Even though it was my first time doing it, it was a mistake. I do better.
But do you not?
That's what we're saying. It's gonna go to a court. It's gonna go to that system.
Exactly.
They're gonna look at you as a woman, like, oh, she didn't mean to. And
oh, this is the first time she's ever done that.
Mother, yeah, she's a mother. All that shit gonna tie into the system. It's gonna tie into your case. My 3 kids, me and my kids, we gone, and they're gonna look at it. They'll give you like probation or something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a sentence for each one of them lives. You know what I'm saying? That's how that it can be janky like that.
I think that's what will happen.
Do I think that's what will happen?
Yeah.
But I would go back and say that common sense that Mrs. Wanda was referring to equals conservative sensibilities. That's what I would say. And I think when we show empathy and sympathy, and even though I'm a trans white man, I've been demonized to not, have an ability to show empathy and sympathy because I'm from a little rural town in rural America.
Mm-hmm.
I do have sympathy and empathy. And what President Biden did when he said he wouldn't do anything to save his child, we all knew that that's not really a lie because we all knew what he was saying. And so his son had a drug problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my sympathy and empathy and my conservative sensibilities and Christian values tells me that sometimes people may acquire an addiction. And I'm not going to judge that person, whether it's alcohol or drugs or any type of addiction. So what he showed was a master class, if I can say it as a trans white man, he showed a master class in forgiveness.
Yeah, in that situation, I honestly feel like, I'm just going to be honest. In that situation, when I honestly, he said that, I honestly felt like he thought that Kamala was going to win and that he wouldn't have to, and that she would get him off.
Mhm.
And that he wouldn't have to deal with this. But now that it didn't swing in that way, he like, oh, hell no, I ain't even gonna let this fool make a example out of my kid.
Correct.
And that's what it comes. Yeah.
And that's what that was. Now, I like I said, I honestly believe he would have stuck to his guns if Kamala would have had won. But since she did not, he like, oh, fuck that. No.
You know what? I have a different perspective.
Of
I have to
course,
say
you white
this.
man, enlighten us.
I have to say this. As a trans white man, let's just be completely honest.
That's what God
Let's just be completely honest.
I'm quitting this job.
For once,
It's my 2 weeks.
for once, America didn't have to rely on an African American woman, a woman who identifies as being black. They didn't have to rely upon her, to save the country. For once, as a trans white man, I can say that as a white man, I didn't have to rely upon a black woman to save the country. For once, I took a position of leadership and responsibility. I didn't have to go to a black woman and say, please help me raise my kids. Please help me raise our kids. Please save me. Please save me. For once, I took a position of transparent leadership and said, I'll save my child. I won't have to ask a black woman to save my child.
Crazy. God, did you say transparent?
Indeed, he did.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy, bro. But okay, I told you last night, it's hard for me to go against these arguments. But again, if I'm in a position of leadership and I know that there is a regime change and it's not looking good for my child, I'm not going to allow my child to suffer that foolishness, because we're no longer dealing with simply paying for a quote unquote injustice where there was no actual, there was no party that was harmed, right? So I'm not going to allow my child to be used to suffer these.
Biden did. That's all he did. He wasn't about the abuse.
Absolutely.
And,
not to suffer these injustices by madmen. No. We know they're madmen. We know what their aim is.
From a place of, because I know that there's nothing that I can do because of my position in this world. But I'm just saying, like, I just honestly feel like my parents always told me, you get your ass locked up, you're going to be in there. Now, I know that my daddy will come and get me. But I think my mom will probably let me stay.
Now, you know what?
Anyway.
My black family, I heard the same thing, Mrs. Wanda. I heard the same thing. And now that I'm a trans white man, I can acknowledge it because I have the privilege that if my family told me things that may have come across kind of hard, kind of unloving, me as a trans white man, I can say that. And I won't be viewed as being, raised in a negative environment, that I wasn't harassed. I wasn't the victim of spankings and whoopings because I'm a trans white man. So I can acknowledge my black family and their conservative values, and I won't be criticized for it. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that ability to express myself. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You see how, and that's one of the things that I think we have a little confused in our community is that we are so willing to give our kids up to the system, and not, and oftentimes
it's not willingness to do it. It's,
A lot
I mean,
of times we don't have the control. We don't have the power over it.
giving them, you're not willingly doing it.
so. I'm gonna say this, and then I'll restate what I said. Several years ago, I said our community is projected to spend $1.8 trillion in this year, 2024. We've hit that, and we're going to, and we're probably going to exceed it. I did some research last weekend. Our community is projected to spend $1.98 trillion in 2025. There's no reason why we can't buy the same amount of influence and quote unquote protection or saviorhood for our kids as other communities. So it's not that we can't do it. It's that we've decided not to do it. So again, I'm not willing to give. Which dog is that? Is that Adonis?
Yes.
Oh, that's my dog for real. But I'm not willing to simply give not over to the system. I see they're not held to the same accountability standard.
I mean, yeah.
So then why am I going to be pushed to the back of the bus?
I'm just saying,
as a trans white man, can you explain that to me?
Yes, I sure can. You make a valid point. As a trans white man, I have the privilege and I have the responsibility and the integrity to say that, yes, when people who look like me created this country, we did some things wrong. And we continue to do some things wrong. However, we don't want to be demonized, because if one person from my white community does something wrong, that doesn't mean that all the white people feel that way. But we don't want to be demonized. And we don't want to have DEI take away jobs that we feel that we should have, that we've worked hard for. I didn't benefit from slavery, but maybe I did because of the color of my skin. And I acknowledge that. And I acknowledge the judicial system is not built for people without money, regardless of what color you are. I acknowledge these things, but I don't want to be demonized and be told that because of you've destroyed the Indians, you destroyed the enslaved Africans' self-esteem, that you've waged wars all across the world claiming that you're the world leader. I don't feel necessarily like that. Now, other white men do. No one's perfect. We've made mistakes. And I acknowledge, we as white Americans, we have made mistakes. I own mine. My question is, to the Black community, can you own yours? Can we work together without demonizing each other? Can we do this?
I'm doing my best to take this serious. I swear to for Jesus, I'm holding it in. I am holding it all in right now, but point taken. I'm just saying that I would protect my children. They're still my children, even after death. And while I'm here, there's a fight that I have to fight in order to, and yeah, they'll bump their heads sometimes, but that doesn't mean that they've got to, just because they bump their heads, I got to let them stay unconscious for the duration of that, that mistake. I'm going to pick them up while they're knocked out. I'm gonna put them in the bed. I'm gonna make sure that they're safe until they come to, and then we'll go from there. But I can't allow my kids just to be subjective to the wiles of the system.
And because they're children, there's really no color issue involved. No matter what country you go to, a parent is going to protect their child to the best of their ability.
Yeah, but then again, at the same time, we're talking about our adult children making adult decisions after we didn't talk about all the things that they're supposed to do and not supposed to do and all this other stuff. And then they decide that they still want to do those things. I just feel like that's irresponsible on the parent's part. It's very irresponsible. and that's just how I feel about it.
But
And I,
President Biden's child had a drug addiction that he was fighting off, and a lot of adult children, not a
And
lot, but
so
a
when
certain
you take
percentage of adult.
drugs, you have the chance to be addicted. Am I right
so
or am
I
I wrong?
say that again, Wanda.
When you're doing like when you make the decision to take drugs, you know that there's also the chance that you may become addicted. Everybody
Sure,
took their, you know this.
sure.
Oh, because
I
you have an addictive personality, or whatever you got going on, everybody supposed to suffer? No,
well, listen, I have an addiction to chocolate.
me too. Hell,
Yeah, and I have to do everything I can to stay away from chocolate. It haunts me.
why? Because
Mr.
you're
Glass knows this. I was being hunted by chocolate years ago. I had to get away from the chocolate. He knows. Oh yes. See, when I talk as a trans white man, I say a lot of different things all at once. And that's why Mr. Glass is having a hard time dealing with me. But again, it takes one to know one.
when
So
we
it takes
talk
a Gemini to see
about
another Gemini.
chocolate, but are we talking about women?
No, I'm as as a trans white man, I have the privilege to talk in multiple voices at the same time. Now, here's what my black friends tell me. My black friends, they tell me that their environment is full of drugs and alcohol and no job
Annoying
opportunities.
as hell.
That's what they tell me. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's what they tell me. So that empathy and sympathy in me says, let me do some research. So when they say they're protecting their children, even when they're doing wrong, what's really going on there? Now, as a trans white man, I see the president's responsibility. He has to protect his children, because if he doesn't, as a white man, protect his children, then how is he protecting the country? Now, I'm not mad. I'm a trans white man. I'm just passionate. Thank you.
Indeed.
Mhm.
So, as
Mhm.
a quick transition point, as a point of transition, understanding that dealing with children and adult children, especially when they're in trouble and trying to protect them, uh, that leads over to another aspect of where we are now, and especially during this time of the season. And the second topic is the holiday grief and anxiety portion of things, right? Because I put up a Facebook post not too long ago, and I spoke about it and at length. But the question is, how are y'all dealing with it? How are y'all coping with it? Are you all faced with any depression, anxiety, so on and so forth from the holiday season? Any extra stressors? And we got to this specific thing because of something that Wanda brought attention to. You want to talk about that real quick, Wanda?
Sure. So it was I scroll a lot. But there was a story that was covered about a woman who um was doing Thanksgiving for her family and decided that she was serving spaghetti for Thanksgiving. Um this is because she the previous year had hosted other family at her home, and she said about $500
Mm.
on hosting the holiday, and it broke her. It put her in a bind, and it's made the last part of her year a struggle. Now we all know how close Thanksgiving is to Christmas, and bills still be coming and all that. And so she decided that this year that she wasn't doing all that, and she decided to make spaghetti for her little family and not host anyone. Um, I feel several different ways about this situation because I love the holidays. I'm one person that I love the holidays, and if I'm gonna make it happen, I'm gonna make it happen. Um, Now, but at the same time, I'm not gonna break the bank trying to get things to happen. I'll find a way to get it done without that makes my situation comfortable. Um, and I just feel like if she would have spoke and as a Black woman, I know it's very hard for us to swallow our pride at times and say that hey, I need help. If she would have said she needed help, I'm pretty sure that she would not have had to come out of all that money when she did host the family at her house. If they like in my family, we do a potluck, not a potluck, but we divvy up who bringing what. Somebody on drinks, somebody got dessert, somebody doing sides, somebody doing meat, or somebody's, so that
Yeah.
everything is not on one person.
Is
And we
that
decide,
typically tradition?
yes, that's how we do it. That's how we've been.
Okay.
Now, when we were little, I feel like that's how, like, when we went to other places, that's what we've done. Everybody brought something, and we made it work. Nobody was talking about being broke. Nobody was talking about how they couldn't make ends meet. And even if you just brought paper plates and cups, you brought something.
So the fam was mad at us because between the siblings, we had to stop my mom's from hosting different events for like Thanksgiving, 4th of July, things of that
Mhm.
nature. People would drop out money, you know what I'm saying? They would play their part, so for like you would say, for that portion, but for like all the cooking, the cleaning afterwards, you know what I'm saying? People would show up late, you know what I'm saying? And we still cooking and everything. That's a lot of wear and tear on the whole bird. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't trip off that aspect of it just because they felt okay, I bought the chicken. You ain't prepped the chicken, you ain't seasoned the chicken, you ain't cooked the
Right.
chicken. You just showed up and you ate. You ain't have to throw away you threw away your plate, but you ain't take out no trash or nothing like that. That's a lot on a person.
For
And we
sure.
watched it take a toll on my old bird for years because she tried to keep the tradition of
Mhm.
keeping our brothers and you know what I'm
And
saying,
then
brothers
having to deal with all that.
having yeah.
And
Imagine,
then by the time you get finished resting from doing all of that from Thanksgiving, well, you're in a rush because you've got Black Friday, you've got Cyber Monday, and then you've got work.
Next holiday
And
roll. Yeah.
yeah, work's not taking a break, but you still got to figure out when you're gonna have time to rest and get your Christmas shopping done, get your tree up, get your decorations out, so on and
Mhm.
so forth. And what's the Christmas meal gonna look like? Oh shit, I forgot. We got New Year's coming up as well.
Mm.
So who getting the black eyed peas? Who's soaking them? Who making the greens? Are there any greens left? When am I gonna go shopping for all of this stuff? Matter of fact, am I gonna have enough money left? Because
Mhm.
I've exhausted myself by the time the 20th of December has hit.
Emotional
I mean,
overload.
And
It's
like
emotional
even
overload.
like work doesn't stop, because even like with me, we're working New Year's Eve. I don't get off work until 3 on New Year's
oh wow.
Eve, and I'm working the day after Christmas as well. So with that being said, like, I don't have time to rest. And then again, I'm the only parent at the time. I'm the only parent right now. I will be the only parent hopefully until next year, and I still have to make all of this stuff happen for my family.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And
what
it's
we watching moms do. You know what I'm saying? She not only prepping and cooking because everybody, oh, Auntie, you make this the best, you make this the best. So she cooking
and some
dishes that
they don't want to do nothing. I'm just gonna be honest. They be like,
un,
"Oh, the best."
un,
Yeah, because
understandable,
you can
but
probably do
still,
it.
you know,
Do it.
but mom's still dealing with, you know what I'm saying, the loss of her brother, her mother, you know what I'm
And
saying,
that
for
break.
previous. Every time she started cooking, she remember, oh man, I remember when such and such was set up all the, you know what I'm saying, all the decorations and stuff. And then me, you know, so she's still dealing with that on top of dealing with trying to
Yeah,
please the family that's still here, you know. So it's a
absolutely.
lot.
Because and that's another thing about the anxiety and grief. Yes, yes, this person that I love and dare so much is no longer here with me. But I'm still here. I still have to go on. I still have to
Yeah,
push forward. That
correct.
that
Oh yeah.
hurts. And
It's just the
it
memories, you know. Yeah, just thinking of all the good times. Yeah.
yeah, but it makes you feel some type of way.
Mhm.
I was young, but I do remember my grandfather. I lost my grandfather on Christmas Day over
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yep.
That shit still hurts.
Correct.
Every Christmas, I look at my grandmother. Every Christmas, I'm with my grandmother, and I look in her face. That shit still hurts.
Correct.
So everybody's like just running around. Still check on your people, check on your strong friends, check on the ones who are not as strong. Just check on your people. It's like it's too much going on to be fighting over little shit, to be not talking to somebody over why you don't even remember why y'all not talking.
Right. And a lot of people like to isolate themselves based off of these incidents. You know what I'm saying? So check on them people that you know that's gonna really try to, you know what I'm saying, beat to themselves. Like, no, I'm cool. I ain't gonna show up at the family. Pull up on them. You know what I'm saying? Because
nobody.
people try to isolate themselves because they still haven't dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't want. They like, I don't want to be a burden on somebody else. I don't want to bring down the mood. So they try to isolate themselves. That's why you just gotta be vigilant, and you just gotta be there for people. You know, make yourself available. But like holiday grief and anxiety is very real. From missing people who are no longer with us, from spending the money that you think you got, but when you remember, oh, I didn't pay my cell phone bill. I ain't had it.
Right.
It's a lot. And so I feel like it's like at this point, my only advice is don't do no more than you can, but do what you can.
Yeah. Some things you just got to tap out on, and that's the honest truth. You just got to tap out on. This is the first year that I haven't been able to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Mom, what you eating? What you making for Thanksgiving?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And my tradition used to be calling Candy and saying, "Hey, what you and Boba doing for Thanksgiving? Where y'all gonna be?" You know, so while I'm finally getting used to not replacing that, but figuring out another way of moving and living and being, well, now I can call my mama. You know, and it is a hurtful thing. It sucks. That's happy I didn't have to do all the cooking this year. It was a joy, and it was a pleasure, and I appreciated it because.
So, speaking of Aunt Cat, though, real quick.
My mom.
Yeah, speaking of Aunt Cat, I was this year I was in charge of the dressing. Now, mind you, 2 years ago, she taught me. We was on the phone and she taught me how to do my dressing. My dad he loves dressing. Everybody who know my daddy know he loves his sister's dressing. So I got the dressing. I did it 2 years ago. I didn't have to do it last year because my aunt was here. She did it for me. But this year I did the dressing again. I did not write down the recipe, but I remembered it.
Mm-hmm.
I did the dressing this year, and of course, I don't care about anybody else liking my food but my daddy. If you don't eat it, so if my daddy like it, I'm good.
Dressing went right. He was gonna flip that table.
He was gonna flip. And I tell you that he was gonna flip that table. But when he ate that dressing, and I saw his face light up, and he told me how good my dressing was and how it was the first year in a long time the dressing didn't give him heartburn. That did something.
I ain't never God damn.
Yeah. He even brought up one year we had traveled to Texas to visit my mom's family, and my aunt's sister-in-law had made the dressing, and it was soupy. It was so soupy. It was like literally swimming in like broth. And I said, and I didn't know who made it. I was like, and I leaned over like, who made this dressing? Auntie said, we just gonna stick it back in the oven. And my dad brought that up to him. Man, that was horrible. But he bring it up every year. But anywho, he enjoyed the dressing. Everybody else enjoyed the dressing too because it was fire. I must like, hey, I did my thing on the dressing. I did it. So yeah, I mean, like that made me happy. But at the same time, I know that he misses his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like I miss my aunt, and it was crazy because I wanted to call and be like, "Am I doing this right?
Right?
Is this right? Am I doing?" And I couldn't, and it did make me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But I turned on my gospel music, and that dressing came out amazing. So shout out to my auntie and my memory for remember how you told me to make it. So
For sure. Richard, what about you? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. My bad, Franz.
Franz Oppenheimer.
All my life I celebrate the holidays as a black man, even though December 1st, 2024 is my day of coming out. But I have to say this first, because you said something about your mother. It's funny that she said spaghetti, because I remember Kat's lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her bringing it to my housewarming years ago.
Yeah.
All right. So that yeah.
He said, "Look,
Okay.
all right."
Yeah, it's just
I'll leave it there. Yeah.
So, but I want to talk about what Wanda said
What up, Cabo?
about women and the holidays. And I remember my mother and my aunties. And I started writing stuff down. And the first thing I said was respect. Because a woman's job is never done. And then the second thing I wrote down was money. Have that money right. So if you want to sit up on your ass and not do anything and help your wife, your woman, while she's cooking throughout the holiday season, you make sure she has her money, not just for the food, but for her spa visit, for her hair, her nails, her car maintenance. In fact, what you should have done was bought the house to her liking, where it was a big ass kitchen with at least 2 wall ovens. So she could put that big ass turkey in one and 4 or 5 pies in another, and
Now
still
you
have
talking, Rich or Franz or whichever one you is right now.
Carry on.
You
About
talking.
Okay. So I'm just laying this out. So when men don't want to do anything, because I remember growing up and hearing those arguments.
It ain't just the men; it's the nieces and
right. But I'm referring to women. There are men like you and Mr. Glass that can cook. I can't cook. But to all those women who work and come home and cook that turkey from Wednesday night through around 3 or 4 o'clock Thursday evening, and all those pies, and then she has to, for African American women, they have to make the banana pudding, and then she has to ration it out to certain relatives because you have a fight in the house over that banana pudding.
Somebody gonna take more than
So I have to give my ex-wife's granny all the praise in the world because she had to ration it out. In fact, she had to take orders for it because folks didn't know how to act. I was fortunate. So I wrote these things down because maybe women are grieving, and at a certain time, the holiday season should be the great season, but yet the woman has done all this work and she hasn't had her spa visit. Her car may not be working correctly. But I've always said this, and I heard this from my aunties. This kitchen ain't big enough. I need at least 2 wall ovens. You want me to do all this cooking? Then give me the tools that I need.
Hey, they tried to pull my black card because I don't eat banana pudding.
I don't think you had the right one though, baby. You got to have the right banana because I didn't eat it either.
I like the cream, I like the filling, but I don't like the bananas and the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole mushiness of the whole.
Some people
I can reassure you, when you've had the right banana pudding, you'll never be straight ever again.
Yeah.
You will always crave like an addict. You will crave it.
Right on.
The right
you will
one.
crave it.
So,
the banana pudding in the African American community, I can tell you, is a.
I've been wanting to tell y'all they cheated in that Chiefs Raiders game so bad. I should have texted y'all that day. You and my bro, they cheated, bro. My dude missed all them field. Man, anyway, my bad, Rick, for messing you up. Maya got on there, and I just thought about it.
I'm just saying that to get through holiday.
It just threw me off. My bad, y'all.
Okay. Well, to get through the holiday grief for women, particularly those in the African American community, we as black men or as trans white men, we got to step our game up.
I agree.
Yeah,
I still say it starts. People think it starts in the bedroom, but no, it actually starts in the kitchen. Because if you give a woman a big ass kitchen, that's her kitchen, not yours. That's her kitchen.
Mhm.
With a master bedroom, that's her master bedroom. With a master closet, that's hers, not yours. You take your stuff out in the hallway somewhere, like a little dog. You go out the
Yeah.
Hey, do trans
hallway.
white men eat
I guess
apple? Do they eat sweet potato or pumpkin pie?
Well, as a trans white man, I have that privilege. I can just eat whatever I want to eat.
Man, you eat apple
I
pie.
can do what I
man.
want to do. Well, hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Okay,
I'm
talk to.
I'm not
potato
talking
pies.
outside my privilege, because the last
Okay.
time I checked, when Sister Wanda said I need some
I'm
money,
telling you.
she didn't say give me some money with some black faces on it. She said give me some money with a white man's face on it, so I can go down
That's-
into the store and make things happen. And that's what I did if I was her husband. That's what I would do. A white man, me.
So what I'm trying to figure out how to do to honor my mom and my sister, especially since presence means everything. That's
Mhm.
why time is the most valuable resource that we have, the most
Yep.
valuable commodity that we have.
I
That's why you
agree.
should never sell yourself short. Yeah, never sell yourself short. You never get your time back. And so what I my thing of trying to do and figure out is how to establish new traditions, healthy traditions, while still honoring the legacies of the ones that I'm mourning, the people that I miss, the things that we used to do together. I was watching a video of when my mom was teaching one of my daughters how to cook when I lived in
Mhm.
California. And I thought to myself, well, maybe this is what I need to begin to do. And I was also watching Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because there's a movie classic. I have to watch a couple of movies during the holidays. I've got to watch Charlie Brown. I've got Lampoon's, yeah, and I've got to watch Die Hard. I've got to see those. Yes, it's a Christmas movie.
No, I'm not saying it. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I've never seen the first Die Hard. I've seen the other ones, but I've never seen the first one.
It's perfect. It's the
Yeah.
Christmas season,
You
so
gotta
it's
watch
perfect.
it.
Yeah,
Perfect
it's the
time.
perfect time. And
So I
so, but
watched
what
the
I
Die Hard. I watched the Friday. Which one? Friday After Next, I think it was. I think that's a Christmas movie.
Yes, that's
You know
a
what I'm
definitely
saying?
Christmas movie for
They
sure.
say it's a hood movie, not a Christmas movie, but
Christmas-
it's a Christmas movie. He stole. Anyway, my bad, G.
Yeah. No, you good. And so what I'm trying to figure out how to do is based like when he was in the attic, when he got stuck in the attic and he started watching those reels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember.
He was up in that gown.
Yeah. What I want to do, I got to figure out how to do is begin to take throughout the years, just collect all of our
Cousin Bear.
lives, pictures,
What up,
different
Gov?
so on and so forth. Hey Bev, and act and put them together.
Mhm.
Christmas morning, have them playing, have that stuff playing.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that we're going to remember, and it continues the legacy of my mama might not be here presently, in the flesh, but she's still with us.
Absolutely. Definitely felt her while I was making that dressing. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Definitely felt her while I was making that dressing. So I was geeked. I was definitely feeling I was definitely in my feels. So
I got pictures of all of y'all from years ago when I was out at Fort Riley and I came home on leave for Christmas.
mhm.
And yeah, my mama was still at 4140. I got I got pictures of Pretty Girl, of Shawnee, you, Dirt. I got pictures of Ted on that New Year's passed out. I got pictures of
He's
Wanda.
always up. Always.
I got pictures of Wanda, Alice, Crystal, Eddie, Tim. I got pictures of everybody.
Wow.
Everybody.
That's crazy.
I go back and I look at. I don't share them with everybody because those are my special memories and times.
Correct.
You know.
Correct.
I got pictures of my mom opening when I bought her a pair of Adidas one year.
Mhm.
So again, pictures of her cooking with my daughters. So that's my way of trying to struggle through the empty gaps and holes is to fill them with gratitude and being present of mind and creating new spaces and traditions to walk through that path.
Right, because for Thanksgiving, we did what our girl did. We did fish, we did chicken, we did mom's mac and cheese. We got some green beans. Kiana did green beans. We did like a smorgasbord because we know we like to sit up and watch sports and shit. It was NBA on, it was football on.
Oh, we only
So
watch
that's what,
football.
so that's what we did all day for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? It was just feast for fam. It was just a little, just the fam, the initial household pretty much. We went to mom's crib, we went to her aunt's house, you know what I'm saying? So we got out and about, you know, so it was festive, but we knew what we wanted to do. So we changed up. Nobody said that they want to know tradition, but I ate dressing at my mom's crib. I ate chitlins at my mom's crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, cuz.
We free. You don't have to eat them parts no more.
Hey, mom made them fire. I told him, hey, I got some upstairs. Wife was mad I brung some home.
You know what's funny about that?
Yeah.
I remember as a child, my auntie telling my uncles, we ain't eating that shit. We ain't eating that shit. I remember my auntie said, I don't want that shit in my house. We ain't cleaning it. I don't want that funk in my house. We ain't eating that. And I've never cursed on video. But on this note, my auntie said, we ain't eating that shit.
As she should. The crazy thing is though, like my mom didn't cook them this year, but she's made them every other year for my dad, my uncles, because they eat it. And every year I'm trying to explain to them, we have free taste buds now. We do not have to eat this mess. We don't have to do it. We can get the good part of the pig.
Listen,
if there is a good part.
Hey, my mother would sit up
man. It's a delicacy.
And take the pigs. I don't know if y'all know about this.
Delicate about chitterlings.
She would take a pig's foot out the jar and suck on it. I'm like,
oh yeah.
That would drive me literally out of my mind.
They're pickled, right?
Yes, and she would take it out and she would laugh and she would suck on it.
About.
Okay. Speaking of which, a coworker of mine, I almost threw up in my mouth, was like, out of nowhere, was like, oh, I got a taste for some pigtails and sauerkraut. What?
Wow.
That's crazy.
We are free. We no longer have to eat that mess.
I don't know about that.
It's still good.
Free y'all taste buds. Leave the shitterlings alone.
Y'all tell me to leave chillings alone, but we'll go eat some raw ass sushi and shit. You hear me?
Hey, wow.
Hey,
let's
you
not.
See what I'm saying? Look at y'all. We go eat some raw
I don't
ass
eat sushi. I don't eat sushi.
I'm talking to them two right here. They finna go crazy. I'm talking to them two.
No, not me. Because like if I go to a house and I smell some actually clean chitlins, I might get a few. Chitlins and all. Yeah, I am not above it.
I'm above it.
I remember.
I remember my mom like that too, because I ain't eat no chitlins.
Hey, I'll get at it.
And like y'all say, everything that involved, like the smell don't smell like it used to. You know what I'm saying? Like they drop the onions and the apples in it, and it's oh my goodness, man, it's a lot. No, it's not just fish.
I never
so
will.
We go get some catfish out the river and cut that thing up and wrap it in a roll.
Okay.
One time I did try chitlins. It was with my uncle, and my mom had made them for my uncle. And he like, just taste a little bit. I felt like I was chewing that thing for a good 5-10 minutes. I was like, it won't break down. Like I keep chewing it.
You didn't like the texture, probably. Yeah, you probably didn't like the texture. A lot of people, we just can't get past the texture.
Hey, but he was turning them suckers up. Like when I say they got the hot sauce, the mustard, the onion. It's like chewing, like tearing it up. Like all the uncles and my daddy was going, damn.
Do y'all eat tripe?
I do not.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, boy, y'all know what y'all missed.
My
Some
Because I
cousin
know a
Beth,
lot
pickles
of
and
my cousin Beth loves chillings. She talk about chillings every year around this time of year. She loves them.
I had a
I
bunch
just
of
can't get
people
with her.
that got on me about eating chitlins, but love tripe.
that's
Uh,
weird.
my mama
Yeah,
That's
made.
weird
that's
as hell. It's a
Mm,
line and it's stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's still like pretty much like the texture, just one fried, one boiled. You know what I'm saying?
like,
Like,
it looks like a boiled honeycomb.
boy, somebody need to do some
How
fried
do you
chitlins one
look
year.
like that in your mouth? What?
I
Fried
might think
chitlins.
about I might do
That
that.
don't sound bad. If we can eat,
I
like I
might
say, tripe. If we get what? Hey, fried chitlins. I'm gonna put that on the menu
Mm.
one
That's
year.
a
All right. Yeah. Hey, and now you know some black folks' homes. If you say you got some feelings, they ain't coming.
Yeah,
right.
They some black folks would rather come to your home and not eat no pork. But if you say you got some chillings, oh no, we good.
so
They're
I'm gonna
gonna
Like
show
respect
up.
their I'm gonna respect their boundaries. I'm gonna let them know, like, hey, we got chili
Yeah.
boiling over here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you don't
ha-
want to show up and be part of
hey,
the festivity, that's on
you
you. You know what I'm saying?
waking
But yeah,
up
we got
it's
chillings on the pot.
Saturday morning and your uncle has called your mom saying he has a taste for tripe, and you wake up to that smell of boiling tripe before they get ready to fry them. Have
Yeah.
y'all ever smelled that? Been woken up by that stench?
Like I say, back in the day when mom used to clean the chitlins in the you know what I'm saying? That was the
And this
worst smell ever.
any given Saturday, I'm like, bro, there is no way that
That
you
shit
like
on the stove don't smell
this.
nothing like what they do when they cleaning them.
There is
it don't.
no way that you literally like putting this in your mouth. Pause. There is
I,
no way.
I
I'm
gotta
good.
go, you
let's
know.
All right,
let's push over. Final
yeah,
thoughts. Final thoughts. Dirt, since you gotta go,
you go
we got
first.
you.
All right, yeah. Uh First topic, I will protect my child. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I will go through any means necessary to protect my child, to keep them above the water. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least to try to keep them above the water. Because Wanda brought a lot of things to light about letting these knuckleheads just, you know what I'm saying? If they're gonna do the crime, do the time. I agree with that on the stand of that, but at the same time, I value not going into the system first and foremost. You know what I'm saying, or not getting caught up in the system. And I know it's still a contradiction of what Wanda's saying, but I won't let I wouldn't let nobody speak for me or put my hand in put my life in the hands of a judge first and foremost. And going back to just the holidays, I spoke about my mother and just man, just the pressure of just trying to maintain traditions.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to switch it up, and ain't nothing wrong with switching up traditions. You know, keep certain aspects of that tradition. I mean, of your old tradition into your new tradition. You can't just kick everything to the side, bring a lot of that into your new traditions, but man, don't go into that physical. Well, I mean, that's another aspect of emotional, you know what I'm saying? Anxiety of holiday, just the physical, like the headaches, the physical fatigue, just missing your routines. A lot of y'all like to work out, you know what I'm saying? Over the holidays, we miss them routines. So that can cause a lot of, I mean, not for you, but for some, you know, it caused a lot of problems for some people because you start drinking more, you start eating more, you start, you know what I'm saying, you start lacking your routine. And you will see it, but just keep
Mhm.
up with your routine, keep up with tradition as much as you can, but ain't nothing wrong with changing it. And boss dog, one time for the one time. Love
One
y'all.
time, one
Agreed.
time.
Agreed.
So
Loved- Oh, it's
one
me.
wine. It's you.
It's me. Um. Well,
It's
like
you.
on the first topic, I would protect my child to the point to where I could. I would even go above and beyond, maybe once, twice, maybe even a third time, but there won't be a fourth, fifth, or sixth. Sometimes they have to learn those hard lessons on their own, and I will be their responsible parent to let them do so. On the second thing, holiday grief and anxiety. We all have people that we miss. We all have other triggers and things that um affect our daily lives. If you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. If you just need to take a break, take a break. That's okay. But remember to love you and everyone else around you. Then, because it's not about all the things. It's not about things. It's about the togetherness with each other. It's about the communication. It's about the fellowship. It's not about the things. So just value what's important. The presence is your presence. You are important. You are valued. And with that being said, do not forget to brush and floss at least twice a day. Your oral health is overall health, and those are
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. Like that.
I don't know which one it is. It's Franz or Rich, but it's you up.
Well,
Yeah,
My
my name is
we
Richard
got, I'm
Lewis
calling
Brown.
you
I'm Jenny's
Cash.
child. But I'm also a trans white man, and I speak with great privilege. So let me first say this. President Biden had to protect his child. If he wasn't going to protect his child, then how was he protecting this country for 4 years? He had to for national security interests. On a non-presidential level, every parent is going to protect their child, even when the children act bad. Children have to be accountable at some point in time. But when it comes to addiction of drugs or alcohol, that's a special type of situation. You have to step in and help your child each and every time until they finally reach recovery. With that being said, holidays. To women all across America, I often hear that children is our most valuable asset in this country. I disagree. Our most valuable asset in America is the American woman. Because without her, there are no children. So I salute American women of all races for their contributions, for bringing forth children, for cooking throughout the holidays, for working in the workplace, for putting up with us men and our funny insecurities. I salute the American woman. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fitton.
Rich, that was Franz. Rich.
Fritzenheimer.
Yeah.
It's
Fritzenheimer.
Fritton.
I'll spell it if you need me to.
That's
I'm
all
gonna
right.
call you Rich. I'm gonna call you Rich Fitz. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you Rich Fitz. You know what I'm saying? We getting the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? You trying to play one side, but you giving us knowledge on both of them. Which you Rich Fitz.
right. So I'm going to forego my final
Wait,
thoughts.
Blow you up, man. Nah, blow you up. Oh, you got something for us. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so instead of making it about my final thoughts, I wanted to broadcast the National Suicide Hotline. Right. If you need to call, it's 988. You can call it. You can text it. This is that time of the year. You know, anxiety, holiday grief, depression, and everything that comes along with that is real. Right. So if it's you or a loved one, I highly recommend that everybody maintains this as a resource. Again, you know, that's time is our most precious commodity. The second most precious thing right next to that is a person's presence. So if you know somebody who's going through situations and they're not feeling or looking like themselves, and they're expressing the multiple dimensions of what it looks like to head over to possibly taking their own lives, by all means, I wanted to get that final thoughts off your face, Wanda. You're so beautiful. I don't want to cover you up, cousin. I want make sure you have this number available. Have this number available. Pay attention to your loved ones. Pay attention to your friends. Pay attention to even strangers, because you might be the person that saves their lives with this
Yes.
number.
Kindness.
Correct.
So, yeah,
Be
that's absolutely. And so that's all I have. And this wraps up. What they say, dirt wild bits.
Just piggybacking.
Hey, you know what's
Just
funny about
piggybacking
that
off of
number?
what you said,
988. 988. If you total it comes to 25, and 2 and 5 is 7, and 7 is the number for perfection. Okay. Okay, never mind. We're good.
Yep.
We're good. You know,
Just piggybacking off what you were saying, Jig. Like I was saying, the isolation. check on them family members that isolate themselves. Y'all know they lost a parent. Y'all know they lost Jig. I'm gonna reach out to you a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Home.
I know what it is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
know what it is. You know what I'm saying. Been there. You know what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
know what it is. So
Yeah.
you spoke about it. So, but just check on your people that isolate themselves, that don't want to show up to the family function, but you know that they usually be there. So
Mhm.
check on them.
Yep.
And so, with that being said, just a reminder, we are now on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Those are our new. This is our new day. We'll do some commercials and push them out to make sure we remind everybody. And with that being said, go ahead, Wanda.
I said yes.
I might be
Yeah.
on the road on some Thursdays.
That's what's up. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I got you. I got you. I got you. So
These
as always.
please govern yourselves accordingly.
Oh yeah. Part. That part. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world tonight, or could have been watching or scrolling on anything else, but you decided to hang out with us and maintain the family. Yeah, absolutely appreciate you. So be the reflection of love that you want to see in the world.
Massage and spa treatments that Rich was talking about, like Cash App is scrolling at the bottom. Y'all can go ahead and hit up the Cash App on the bottom.
Go on and send it to me. I'm gonna fool you. Go on and send it to me and see if you can keep laughing. Try me.
No, I'm saying the Cash App is on the bottom. The FBL podcast money sign. If y'all want to hit your girl up for the good old spa treatment for the holiday season to keep me from keep my anxiety from popping, appreciate it.
That's so funny. That's
Don't ever challenge me.
I'm not.
I'm the one to challenge. Okay.
And with a good
this money sign, FBL podcast.
But I don't see it though.
You don't see the
scrolling at the bottom.
I don't see it in the chat.
It's on the, no, it's scrolling on the bottom of
the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I can't. I got bad eyes. I can't.
The FBL
Man.
money
I'll
sign.
type it
The
in the
FBL podcast.
Okay.
Appreciate.
I can't see it, so you have to type it in the chat, and then I'll get it.
She likes massages and spa treatments as well.
Okay. Wait, who is she? Who is she? I thought she was you.
I am talking about.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He do too. He a trans white dude. You see what I'm saying? He do too. Yeah.
So wait a minute, hold on. So it's $ the FBL podcast?
Yes.
Yep. And Cash App. Yeah.
That's the Cash App. So if y'all feeling holiday season, hit up our Cash App. It goes along. Get their merch out there too. So go ahead, Fat.
All right. Thank you for coming out. God bless and good night.
Good night.